Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2. A Declan Rice masterclass in finishing is the main difference between the two sides. A very, very tough game for Arsenal. Bournemouth winless in such a long time now, but their performance is actually very good. Arsenal had some difficult moments tonight. They had some periods of pressure, but also some elements of brilliance as well. They showed an elite mentality after conceding their second goal. There's no doubt about it. Another brilliant start to a second half for Arsenal. And I remember the Arteta outers crying their little eyes out when they started second half poorly, blaming that on the manager. I hope to see all of those numbskulls praising him today. But as ever, listen, like the stream, share the stream, make sure you have subscribed to the channel if you haven't done so already. Get that like button hit as well. But that was big for Arsenal. That was massive. They go 7 points clear. Take note, 7 points clear of Manchester City. They play Chelsea tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen in that game? It feels like a little bit of an anomaly. They could win 4-0. They could draw the game. They could lose the game. I know that could happen anyway, but you get my point. We don't know what Chelsea's going to turn up. It's a very hard game to call in that regard. And I can see in the live comment section a lot of Arsenal rivals and more haters, not rivals, because I'm an Arsenal rival, but I can be unbiased and talk about things. There's a lot of angry people. A lot of angry people in that chat. Thank you, Manny Villa, for encouraging everybody to get that like button hit. Please get that done. Get this stream shared across your social media platforms. That would be phenomenal. Phenomenal if you could do that. It really, really would. Terry's a gooner. No, I'm just not a numbskull. Are we going to talk? Where's that gone? Are we going to talk about the officials' free kicks for Arsenal that were never fouls, cutting time short at the end, halting Bournemouth's attacks, etc.? I think blowing up the whistle at that moment was poor. Rarely do they blow the whistle during an attack in that way. So I agree that there's an element there for Bournemouth to say that isn't right. In terms of the other things that you say here, my friend, I think we always see these soft fouls. I'll give you an example. You say soft fouls. I saw Victor Gyokeres tonight jump up into the air, shoulder to shoulder with a Bournemouth player and be stronger and a foul be given. I saw Declan Rice pulled 3 or 4 times on a counter-attack by Semenyo and the referee didn't give a foul for it. We know they're inconsistent. We know they're poor. I'll call out their poor decisions against Arsenal. What I don't ever see from you, VK Dino, is when it goes against Arsenal, your words are take accountability for not winning. My problem with you is I will call these mistakes out. Just like the Everton game where I thought Arsenal should have conceded a penalty. Problem is when it's the other way, you personally, VK, you're a long-time viewer, a long-time subscriber of the channel. I've got respect for you. So let's have an honest conversation. An honest conversation. You always say take accountability. Therefore, why are you not? Why are you now bringing up referees? You know I'll call it out in every direction. So why are you making a comment about something you say fans shouldn't moan about? Let me know, please, brother. Let me know. How you doing, mate? How you doing, people? Hello, 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 hello. Declan Rice twice as nice. Listen, Declan Rice was fantastic today. His overall performance was very good. The goals were sublime. So let's get into this. Let's get into this in a little more detail, because for me, what I saw today, I'll make sure I say this in the right way. Right now, at this moment, Arsenal are built different. Arsenal have grown, and they're a different animal compared to last season. And I think the previous 2 years as well. They're battle-scarred, they're battle-hardened, and there is now a perseverance. There is a togetherness in these games. I want to break a few things down for you factually here. Forget Brighton. Bournemouth did the double over Arsenal last season. Arsenal didn't score a goal. Arsenal have struggled even this season when conceding the first goal to win the game. They did it against Newcastle right at the start of the season. They haven't been able to do it again until now. So in the second time this season when Arsenal have conceded first, that they have won the game. Bournemouth at home up until tonight halfway through the season have only conceded 6 goals at home, period, all campaign. Yes, they're 15th in the league. Yes, they haven't been killing games off. But at home, their defensive record has been sublime. Arsenal scored 3 goals today. Arsenal scored 3 goals. That is 50% of the total conceded goals at home all season for Bournemouth. Arsenal are on a run of games at the moment, and we spoke about this a few weeks ago, where they were playing, and I'll get the list now up in front of me, but they were playing, if you actually look at their last few games, it's probably easier for me just to look at their last few Premier League games and go and find that tweet. Their games against Bournemouth, the game against Villa, the game against Brighton at home, the game against Everton at home. These were all matches. They were part of a run of 6 games. There's 2 more to go. That Arsenal did not win last season. And they have been the better team overall across those games. They're scoring goals, open play goals again today, and they've won them all. That turnaround, again, a game like this, I feel like last season, this would have ended up a draw at best. If not, I mean, they actually lost this game last season. This Arsenal team has grown. This Arsenal team has gone to another level. This Arsenal team, I said it already, and I'll say it again, because remember this. There is a battle-hardened killer instinct now to this team. There really is. Because even in the first 2 title charging seasons under Mikel Arteta, they had moments where they were scintillating, where they ripped teams apart. But you could see when nerves got to them. Even earlier on this season, only 7 or 8 games ago, against the Sunderlands, as an example, against the Aston Villas, Arsenal did this thing where they got late in the game. Maybe they conceded 1 goal. Maybe they were only a goal ahead. So tonight you saw it where they conceded. They were 1 goal ahead. And in the last 4 matches, where the biggest improvement I've seen from Arsenal has been, is they haven't sat back in that period and been meek. They haven't sat back in that period and gone, well, we'll just try and absorb and become deep and allow crosses into their box. Go back and watch that Sunderland game again as an example. What's the last few moments against Aston Villa? What they did tonight, and I want to read you again another fact here. After conceding that goal, that great shot from Gyokeres, nearly 60% of the ball was Arsenal's. All the shots were Arsenal. They didn't give Bournemouth a sniff after they got their second goal. That, for me, shows growth. That, to me, shows a different animal. It tells me they're being put back together and they're built differently this time round. On top of that, you have got some monsters, some absolute monsters in this squad. And I'm going to break the game down a little bit for you here, because the opening goal listen, Brighton, I keep saying Brighton. It's my dyslexia kicking in here. I'll keep saying it now. Just ignore it. It's just going to come out. I've said it wrong once. I'm overthinking it. My dyslexic brain will keep putting the word Brighton in front of my eyes. I don't know why. It just does. Bournemouth started very well. Okay. They started very, very well. And it was a bit of a whirlwind start. And then Gabriel Magalhaes makes a terrible, an incredible mistake. I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to switch the play, but it kind of hits his heel. Terrible execution. Evan Nilsson gets the ball, bang, and puts it away. And you're looking at it and going, whoa, let's see how Arsenal respond here. I was very intrigued to see how Arsenal were going to respond. By the way, I'll reiterate that previous fact, just for all the Arteta outers. 6 goals conceded at home all season for Bournemouth. So to put it into context, they barely concede at home. The response was brilliant. They go up the other ends. They get one of their quintessential set pieces. Noni Madueke, I thought, again, didn't get a goal or an assist today, but these are those matches. And just mark these down. So mark it in a book, if you debate football. Mark it down somewhere. Write the time, the date, the game. Brilliant. The way he beats Semenyo, beats the second man, squares the ball. A couple of shots well blocked by Bournemouth, but there he is. The man of the moment, making up for his earlier mistake with, by the way, a finish that most strikers in the world would love to be able to pull off. 1-1. Then I'll be honest with you, I felt Bournemouth were then the better team for the rest of the first half. But it's also their Achilles heel, because I don't think they have the quality, the fitness levels, and the depth in squad. They pressed Arsenal to death. That being said, they pressed them to death. They made it hard for Arsenal. Arsenal weren't able to move the ball quick enough. But at the same time, it wasn't as though they were conceding mass chances. So they weren't creating lots of goal-scoring opportunities from this Bournemouth, but they were stopping Arsenal. But then again, Arsenal come out at the beginning of the second half, almost like they have a second wind. The manager giving them the hairdryer tweetment, and they come out with an authority, with a confidence, with a strut, with the right mentality. And they come out and they start brilliantly. There was half a chance, to be fair, for Brooks. But again, at a cute angle, shot was actually quite wide. And then the Declan Rice goal I just thought was great. They're moving the ball around at the back. And then they become a little bit more direct, Arsenal. And this was the difference between the first half and the second. I felt there was more direct passes. Ball knocked in long. The flick on was made. I want to say it was Odegaard that got the flick on. I think it may have been. If it isn't, correct me. The flick on is done. I think Gyokeres does brilliantly holding the ball up. The ball's clear because he's occupying two centre-backs. And then the ball ends up at the feet of Odegaard. Now, I reckon 90% of Arsenal fans went, shoot, shoot. Odegaard, the intelligence levels were amazing. Scans, he looks around and he sees Declan Rice coming in acres, lays the ball off to him sumptuously. Bang, Declan Rice, bottom corner, 2-1. Now massive pressure on Bournemouth. Arsenal then for the next 15 minutes are by far the better team. They make a big amount of substitutions. So you're seeing the Sakas, the Trossards, the Gabriel Jesuses come on. And the third goal, the winning goal, in fact, again, it was very similar, but without the long ball. Odegaard plays another delicious, well-timed ball into Bukayo Saka. And Bukayo Saka, it was great because he runs towards the ball and he attracts the defender and the goalkeeper to think they can get there. But the explosiveness and power of the man and then a brilliant cutback makes it an easy chance in the end for Declan Rice, who slots it away beautifully and makes it 3-1. And I feel that mentality from the players to bounce back, the monstrous nature of the Gabriels, Declan Rice's appetite in this game, I thought a brilliant captain's display from Odegaard, 2 games running where I think he's been irreplaceable on that football pitch. Noni Madueke, brilliant as cover for Saka. Saka getting the minutes to keep the blood in his legs, comes on, gets another. I like the fact he got an assist because he gets a lot of stick for it. It was phenomenal. And then, as I already mentioned, they can see the goal a little bit against the run of play, really. A brilliant strike. And Bournemouth are back in it. And my view straight away was, I got told off by some of the Goonies in our communities. I'm like, brilliant ending we've got here. Anton's like, Terry, don't do that. Terry, don't do that. Please don't do it. That's what Anton was saying, right? But it wasn't a brilliant ending. Because it wasn't like a basketball match. There wasn't a gilt-edged number of chances. Arsenal just controlled it. They suffocated it. They killed it. 7 points clear at the top as of right now. Of course, there's a game in hand, but games in hands are not points. Always remember this message. I'm only telling you what my dad and my granddad taught me. Games in hand are not points. Anything can happen. Most think City are going to win tomorrow. All it takes, though, is João Pedro goes through one-on-one in the opening minute. And Donnarumma takes him out. They get a penalty and Donnarumma's sent off. And the whole game can change. There are no guarantees in this beautiful sport. There's more twists and turns in a football match than even a season of Stranger Things. No spoilers here. But listen, Arsenal tonight, they had some really hard moments in this game. Bournemouth should be proud of the performance. There's no way they deserve to be where they are in the league. And I'm sure it will level out by the time we get to 38 games. At some point, their performances are going to yield wins. I'm so sure of that. I really am. And it was hard fought for Arsenal tonight. But do you know what? They got that job done again. That elite mentality. The fact they've been put back together again by Mikel Arteta. This time they're built different. They are stronger. And there is a belief, and you can see it right now, coursing through their veins. And they've got a fantastic chance of winning this Premier League because of it. As ever, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Get that done. Can't wait to read some of your comments back as well. But congrats, Arsenal. Huge, huge, huge win. Let's go to some of your comments here. I've got to do a few timestamps for this. And also, I haven't actually mentioned it yet, but I'm going to set it up now for the first time we've been able to do this for Arsenal, actually. But we're going to do the player ratings for the Arsenal players, and we'll give you guys... I'm going to put that link out in just a... Sorry, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. There we go. We'll shut the poll as of tomorrow. There we go. So the poll is now up. I'm going to share that link in the live chat. Do your player ratings here. There's a new feature on the show. So I've posted that. I'm going to pin it to the live chat, so you guys can go and do your player rating votes, and we'll put them up. You'll see them. We can put them up on the screen, like you can see here. We'll do that a little bit later in the show. Let's do some of your comments now, because I want to get to them, because they're more important than mine. Let's have a look at what you guys have had to say today. Gyokeres shoulder bars the player in the air. You melt. No, but they both jumped. They both jumped for the ball. So I agree with you, you melt, that if one player jumps and you barge him, it's a foul. But if you both jump up and you both using your shoulders, no. But I agree with what VK said. There were some really soft fouls that went in Arsenal's favour today. But there was also some really soft fouls that went in Bournemouth's favour. In Bournemouth's favour. And I'll give you an example of like crazy refereeing. You saw Semenyo actually get booked for accidentally tripping up the Arsenal player. I think it was in Capier. Or the same refs that agreed that a yellow shouldn't have been given to Diaz a week or so ago. I didn't see the same people cry about that. Gabriel's mistake should be everywhere like Van Dijk's. It will be criticised. The difference will be... Listen, I'll give you an example here, Andrew. The mistake won't be played over as much because Arsenal won. If Arsenal would have lost, it'd be everywhere. The same as... you must have seen your team do this, Andrew. You have a player that scores one of the best goals of the season. But if it's in a game where you lose 3-1, the goal doesn't get played as much, does it? Same difference. What did Adley try at the end with Gabriel's elbow? Bro, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. He kind of lowered himself and headbutted Gabriel's elbow. I've never seen anything like it in my life. He tried to headbutt Gabriel's elbow. Beautiful. Big Gabby mistake, then redeems himself. He did. If that ref decision happened on the other side, there would be calls for calls about PGMOL. Because it's Bournemouth, it won't get the attention. What calls are you talking? Blowing up? I mean, look, he blew up after 6 minutes had passed. Do I think he should have allowed the Semenyo cross? Yes, I do. I do think that. At the same time, this is my argument to you, Josh. Would you be saying here, would you be calling it out if it was at the other end and if Arsenal had that, if it was 3-3 and Arsenal had that throw in and it got cleared and then Arsenal controlled the ball on the edge of the box and crossed it and scored 20 seconds over the allotted time, the same people moaning about him blowing up at that point would go, that's a robbery. How dare the referee allow the game to go on? This would be the phrase, oh, referee just said play on until Arsenal score. My view is this. I think it's harsh that he blew the whistle there. I do. I think they should have allowed Semenyo to control the ball to see if he could get the cross in because they normally do. My point to you, Josh, is I don't want to hear people talking about accountability the next time a decision goes against Arsenal. Do I think it's the worst, the most horrendous decision I've ever seen? No. Do I think it's as bad as a player getting deliberately pushed in the back and fouled and it not given and the team conceding a goal? No. Do I think it's as bad as when the lines weren't drawn, when Liverpool had a goal wrongfully ruled out for offside? No. Do I think it's as bad as Gyokeres getting a penalty against Newcastle, and in the game, in the moment, they rewrote 3 years of exactly the same decisions and lied that getting the slightest touch does count as winning the ball, where on about, we played the videos and we played the clips and put up the screenshots on about 9 separate incidents in the previous few years, they said small touches don't constitute winning the ball. They're all bigger. But each of those decisions that happened, what we were told is, no, the teams have got to take accountability. Don't moan about refs. Why the referee blowing up after the time had gone past 6 minutes? Is that the big talking point today? Rice is him, perfect player who can win games. And by the way, the biggest things we call out on VAR are always redeemable elements. So for instance, there's no VAR to change that. If a corner, by the way, Arsenal conceded a corner in the game today that could have led to a goal that wasn't a corner. None of those things I call out in the robbed category because there's no recourse from VAR. What we speak about here on the terrace is bad decisions that can be rectified by VAR and they still get them wrong. And you've seen me say that many a time. Rice is him, a perfect player who can win games and titles by himself. No team win, no club wins titles because of one player. We need to stop that narrative. It's very, because again, he doesn't score his goals today without Odegaard and Saka. Can't do it by himself. The Chelsea record is demonic. We have the literal best defense and still concede. Yeah, listen, that Chelsea defensive record is just crazy. Rice seems to be feeling the pace a little bit. Despite the 2 goals, he looked a little bit uncomfortable. I was worried he might be subbed at half time. I don't think he looks uncomfortable. You're talking about one thing Bournemouth have in abundance is fast, strong, athletic midfield players. And they give everybody a hard game. They give everyone a hard game. That tailed off in the second half. The one thing Bournemouth are not able to do is maintain that for the majority of the game because what they don't have is a strength in depth to make 2 or 3 changes and for that intensity to remain. They're also a little bit of a team. Some fighters are like this. Conor McGregor is an example. I know he's won some fights in 5 rounds, but Conor McGregor was generally a guy of, if he beat someone in the first 2 rounds, it becomes a really even fight. Bournemouth are a little bit of a team where if they can't get themselves a couple of goals ahead early, it becomes a far more even fight. That's against teams of their own level and lower. When they're against an even better team than them, they have to get those goals and then try and kill the game off, and they find it hard. Gabriel out. Oh, no, wait, never mind. We're turning around results that was L's last season. But we were really poor. Liverpool will punish us if we were this bad. Chelsea can help us tomorrow. Yeah, listen, I respect the fact you think you were poor today. I think I think Bournemouth played really well. Maybe I'm looking at it from a different angle. I think Bournemouth did really, really well. I thought you were the better team in the second half. I thought you were clinical today. And I thought you showed in that last 15 minutes when it went 3-2, the control you showed in that game, in that period, I thought was sensational. And I don't look at it emotionally like an Arsenal fan does. For me, maybe when the blood pressure's gone down, when the euphoria and the kind of anxiety has worn off and you kind of rewatch it, maybe you'll see it a little differently. Terry, please bring the 115 awareness back. This is Bournemouth's second loss at home all season. This is the point I'm making to people. I actually predict I'm gutted. I do a little flutter here and there, but I only put like £3 or £5 on a bet. I put 3-1 to Arsenal. I'm gutted it didn't come in because I would have won a few quid. But that's because I thought Arsenal would have been a bit more superior compared to Bournemouth today. But Bournemouth are really good. But yeah, 6 goals conceded. This is what I say to Arsenal fans, going, we weren't that great. It's only their second loss at home all season. And up until tonight, they'd only conceded 6 goals at home all year. You just added 50% to that total. I think my maths is right. like, let that sink in for a minute. Don't get dragged into what I call the amoeba opinions, which is people that go, well, United scored 4. We're better than them. Well, we've got to win 5-0, man. Shit, that's bad math. That's toaster person math. That's my bread's stuck. Let me put a metal knife in the toaster so you can get it out. That's what that is. Football dullards, I call them. Toaster people. It's a stupid opinion. If you actually look at their home form, nearly every game is tight, marginal differences between the two. They have a lot of chances. They press nearly every single team to death at home, and they barely concede goals. Scoring 3, getting the win, gargantuan. Be proud of it and enjoy it. Declan Rice is a generational midfielder. The eye test merchants can cry. Rice clears everything that Pogba did at club football and didn't need to dope. Lucky Arsenal facing Aston Villa when that one day they were exhausted. But but today back to their best. Don't forget Odegaard involvement either. Good game, by the way. Bournemouth, a good team. No easy fixtures. Look at Wolves today. Yeah, listen, I'm going to say this now. I want Wolves to stay up. Not because I've got any particular... I do have a little affinity. I used to work at Wolves a lot in my previous job, but I'd just love to see a team pull it back from there. Can you imagine last day of the season, Wolves get a win and stay up? Can you just imagine what the celebrations would look like? It'd be amazing. First half was poor. Second half, I thought we were really good. Even after they scored, we completely controlled the game. After that, big credit to Arteta. Yeah, listen, I understand why you think you're poor, but I think you've got to go and that just shows me a lot of people don't watch a lot of Bournemouth games at home. But I get you. Gabriel Jesus was asked when he came on. Yeah, he wasn't great today. Thank you, Manny, for becoming a member today as well. It means a great deal. This year, 6 months as a member from M here, who says, Arsenal are on another level this season. Come on, you gooners. Nketiah isn't as good as Calafiori, in my opinion, but still very good. Yeah, I think Calafiori's been better than him this season. But he's had that extra year here. It's like, give him a bit of time. Nketiah is good. Just give him some time. I think he's I think you guys should be signing him. People are salty because the game ended, aka Stranger Things. Yeah. Yes, because if United would be raging, how many times this season have they left a minute or two go after the extra time and the ball was on the edge of the box? Yeah, and I've complained. This is my point about us being consistent. I've complained of allowed our games to go overtime. So then when I see him blow the whistle, also when it had gone overtime, does that not make me a hypocrite for saying he should have played on longer when I've moaned all year that they've played on too long? Just about consistency, bro. But I do think they should have should have seen what Semenyo could do with the ball. But that's just me. Semenyo auditioned for wing-back and long throws. Should Semenyo have been sent off for holding Rice? Look, I think he probably just about let go early enough. And we often know in football, the referees will create this artificial new threshold for a yellow card when someone's already booked. But a lot of people say, no, Arsenal got a lot of soft fouls go their way. Well, that one that could have led to Bournemouth going down to 10 men they didn't get. And I saw fouls for both sides given after that were more fouls than that. So less fouls than that. So there was a little bit of fortune. But again, I wouldn't have given a second yellow card there myself. Now it's time to put an end to Slot's Liverpool career. Thursday night is going to be electric. Do you know what? It kind of went under the radar for me this game was happening. You know, my biggest enemy in Liverpool against my lonely team, Arsenal. Come on, you gooners. Let's beat the Scassers together. Let's do it. That'll wind a few people up me saying that, won't it? Oh, why is he saying that for? Why is he twerking? Oh, well, I've only got 50 people watching me. Oh, why can't I be Terry? Ooh. Not bad. Rice is a £100 million player, captain, fantastic. He certainly is a £100 million plus player. He's not. He's a £150 million player now. And if Man United tomorrow, it came out that we're bidding 150 million for him and it's going to be accepted, I'd go money well spent. I'd go money well spent. It's not going to happen, but I'd be over the moon. It'd be red panty night in my house. To get Declan Rice, I'd wear the red panties. Yeah. You know what I'm going to say when I say that? All the insecure like men. Sus, Bob. Oh, sus. What are you so insecure for? What are you hiding, my G? 2025. Let it out. Let it out. Odegaard is back. Injured players are back. We are scoring top of the league and Champions League without Gyokeres scoring goals. What else do we want? Sets up well for the second half of the season. I'll be honest with you. I was thinking this during the game, right? I think you scored 40 goals now. Only a few behind City. Top of the league, top of the Champions League group, playing well, winning games. I was sitting there, and do you know who I thought about at this moment? I was sitting there and thinking, these poor Arsenal sods who despise Arteta so much that they want to lose. Those Arsenal fans who hate it when you score goals and win games because they don't get the social media attention they want. I felt really sorry for them. Just after the Declan Rice goal went in, I thought, I enjoy football by and large. I love this community that we've built. And I'm listen, there's 6,000 people watching right now. And I cannot tell you, it's over Christmas, like one of my cousins, I watched something, he doesn't do any, big football fan, doesn't do social media. And then when I saw like 8,000 people watching you the other day, it went, that's crazy. But listening to somebody outside of our world say it was, and I'm beyond humbled that so many of you are here. But what I thought about those Arsenal fans in that moment was, imagine creating such a narrative against your own club that when you become the best version, or create the best team that you've had in nearly 20 years, when you're on the verge of something great, imagine not really enjoying it because of your deep-rooted narcissism doesn't allow you to say, I was wrong. Doesn't allow you to just openly enjoy it and actually embrace it. Because my message to Arsenal fans is, look, you may not win the league. You may not. And you're going to have some games that aren't as good and you complain. But fucking enjoy it. And I'm going to get a bit rude here. I'm sorry. Enjoy it, you morons. You have no idea what's around the corner. Enjoy it. Oh, but I don't want to enjoy it in case we don't win the league. That's bad logic. Harold, who super chatted earlier, he put something in. He's one of our legends and super fans. He's in our group chat. Here he is, Harold. Big up, Harold. Harold! Steptoe reference. Young people won't get it. He said something. He's a United fan, and he said something about Man United that made more sense to me than anything else. He went, I spend the whole week believing we can win games, saying we're going to win games, and hoping we're going to win games, and excited about my team playing. I went, even if you think we're going to lose? He went, I don't even think like that. I said, why? He went, because if we then lose, I've spent 6 days excited and happy, and 1 day pissed off and sad. If every day I'm panicking about the game, worrying about the game, fretting about the game, saying we're going to lose, and then we lose, he goes, I've had 7 days of hell. And I thought about it, that's great logic. So I'm not saying you should never be frustrated or worried. Okay, I'm not going to the extremity. But you're top of the league, you're the best team in the country, you're arguably the best team in Europe. Enjoy it. Have fun. Smile. I love it. Matty here said, okay, that's too much. But he's talking from a United context where we're bad. No one's saying if you have a bad game, you shouldn't complain about it. But enjoy these moments. Because I know what some people will do tonight. Oh, yeah, but we got pressed off the ball there. He should have shot there. Oh, so angry that this sub didn't happen. Why are you stressed for, bruv? Do you know what I mean? Weirdos. Ask Chelsea lot, do they want City to beat them? Some might, you know. Gabriel and Rice could make legendary status like Adams and Vieira. Look, they've got to win multiple leagues. I mean, again, you lot can crown who you want as your legends. It's your club. I would imagine they've got to win some Premier Leagues to do that. I would again win a Premier League and a Champions League in the same season, and you're talking about potential legends that have never been crowned at your club before, because it's achievements that have never happened. But that's for you lot to do. That isn't for me or any outsider to do. That's for, you know, I think legends of clubs can only really be crowned by its fans. I don't think no outsiders welcome on that one. Terry, these mugs don't understand where we came from. We were a laughing stock of the world. Now people talk about being amongst the best teams in the world. And exactly. And you've still got to nitpick, and you've still got to be frustrated at times. You've still got to criticize. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but the idea that you literally were the banter club 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and where you are now, to not just generally enjoy where you are, I think is crazy. I think it can only be rooted in the deepest sociopathic narcissism around. Now, I don't know if sociopathic narcissism is a thing. I didn't make the words up. I just merged them together. Someone else has probably done it. I'm not doing a David Brent, you know, same shit, different day. That's my saying. No, it's not my saying. I'm just saying it has to be rooted. Or I've said it before. I think some of the Arsenal fans are always angry. I think it's some sort of sexual release. I think it's a sexual thing. You know, I think they get really angry. They get out the oil, the sock, and oh yeah, it must be. It ain't normal. Normal people ain't doing it. By the way, this thing here, they're not a sponsor. This is a Stanley, a real one, right? Can you hear that? That ice has been in there for 10 hours and it's cold still. This is science. This here, I think, might be the most... This, for me, impresses me more than men going to the moon. This is more impressive than a man going... The ice has been cold for 10 hours. Fucking mad. What is that? It looks sus. This is the thing. If you think it looks sus, that's because you're insecure. I am so comfortable with my sexuality. I don't worry. Ain't my fault. You're the weak one, not me. When I first started wearing skinny jeans, the boys were like, bruv, it's a bit sus, isn't it? 6 months later, they're in the skinny jeans. Just do things first. It's my way. I wore an Alice band before David Beckham. Stole my look, bruv. I nearly got into fights because of it. Like when I was in the era, I used to go to clubs wearing an Alice band. Men wanted to fight you. I always remember laughing because, like, bro, I'm out with Team GB kickboxing and people want to fight us. Great times. We just walked away and just said, no, we don't fight. That's what we did. Never got into a fight. Football is about believing the unbelievable. I'm still believing Wolves will pull off the biggest miracle. It's Jan the 3rd, and we only just won our first game of the season. Yeah, and win another couple, and you're only a couple of points away from getting out of trouble. Go on the Wolves. Go on the Wolves. As an Arsenal fan, that my mentality is to go and win every game, but rival fans' mentality is to twerk and lose to whoever competes against Arsenal losers. Terry, are you coming to the Arsenal parade in June? Should I come? If you win the league, should I come just for a bubble, just to wind a few people up? Should I come? I've had a lot of gooners DM me. I said to one, I said, brother, I might, because I know, because like the Arteta outers will be there, and I know they hate me. So a bit worried. And they're like, bro, we'll protect you. I was like, I'm not worried about that. Like, have you seen Arteta outers? Have you actually look at most Arteta outers? They couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. But I was like, maybe I'll be there. Just for the crack. That means a laugh to anyone who's wondering. It's not a drug. Well, we need to kill off games earlier. Gabby is a monster. Mainu needs to join on loan. He'd kill it at your club, man. Chelsea fans wanting City to beat them is Spurs. There cannot be Chelsea fans with that mentality. I refuse to believe it. Right, let's have a little look here. Before we bring the panel out, I want to go and have a look at your votes that have come in for the player ratings. Let's have a look. So David Raya has been voted by yourselves as a 6.5 today. Urian Timber, let me just timestamp when we're doing this as well. Then we're bringing the panel out. So I have their say. So Urian Timber there sitting on a 7.2. Saliba 7.1. See, Gabriel Magalhaes, without that mistake, I wonder what it would have been. But I think a 7's fair. He got a mistake, rectified it. Hincapié with a 7. An 8 for Martin Odegaard today, which I think is a fair rating. 7.5 for Zubimendi. By the way, do you know this season, if you look at the facts, barring winning back possession, that's because Arsenal have so much of it, he actually outstrips Caicedo in nearly every area for their position in the league. Someone sent me that today. Declan Rice with a 9. 9 out of 10. Big score that. Noni Madueke was 7. See, for me, I think 7.6 is maybe a little hot. I thought it was brilliant today, but he didn't get a goal or assist. Gyokeres with a 6.5. Gabriel Martinelli with a 6. I think that's fair. He didn't have a great game at all. Good game at all. Saka there with a 7.4. 6.3 for Gabby Jesus. Trossard with a 6.5. Mikel Merino with 6.2. Obviously came onto the game last. That is your player ratings. Let me bring out the panel now to have their say on the show. Who we got? Oh, hello, boys. All boys, isn't it? Yeah, I'm assuming they're all boys. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to assume. Fucking living dangerously, aren't I? I'm just going to assume. Right, we've got Anton, we've got Seb. Brandon, we've got Ash, we've got Dayo on the show. Welcome, gentlemen. Congratulations.
Did you just assume our gender? Cancelled right away.
In 2026.
You assumed our gender, Terry. Cancelled.
Yeah.
What makes you think I'm not the mascot for Arsenal? Like, why would you assume I'm
that woke nonsense.
I'm Gunnar Soros. Like, why would you assume my gender?
So what?
You're not invited to the parade anymore.
Oh, sorry. What is your pronouns, Dayo?
Dinosaur.
Zizem.
Listen, obviously a very, very important win. Anton, how impressed were you with Arsenal today? How important was getting this over the line?
Well, first, it's really freaking cold in here, so we clearly must, not be winning today. Oh, right, we did. So that must not be an excuse. Look, to be honest, it was a very nervy game. It was definitely a very nervy game for me. The first half, we gave the ball away too many times. That Gabriel mistake was, I had nothing to say about it, because that's literally our best player giving the ball away, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I do feel like every time we go up against Evan Nielsen, all of a sudden Gabriel and Saliba just do uncharacteristic weird shit, like as if they're possessed every time we go to this stadium. And like, for everybody who was saying it would be 3-0 or 4-0, I was like, no, do you guys remember we lost twice to this team last year? This is not going to be a walk in the park. And I thought Bournemouth really came to play today. This was our worst defensive performance of the season. And I think the more I think about it, I think it came down to them more than anything. They offered threat. They were brave. We can't sit here and complain about all these teams sitting in low blocks and then complain about a team like Bournemouth coming at us. I thought it suited us well. Gyokeres found some space today. I was actually getting a lot of people joking around in the chat, but for those who know Gyokeres' game, when he's starting to pick the ball up and he's actually starting to run with the ball at his feet, which he's not been doing in recent weeks, is generally in the first sign of him starting to gain confidence. So for me, look, it may not be all coming together quite yet, but I think that's a really positive sign. I know everyone's kind of going to laugh at that. But second half, I thought we were excellent. Clinical, Declan Rice, 2 great shots. And, Odegaard, again, another really good game from Odegaard. But, yeah, we have to shut the door. When we're 3-1 up, I didn't like that for immediately responding to going 3-1 up. We sit back again for a little period of time. Now, granted, once that happened, we didn't continue to sit back. Then we came back at them. We continued to press. I think that shows a little bit of, I would say, self-development from the team. We're learning from our past mistakes. And we win 3 points, 7 points clear at the top of the league. I no longer feel City breathing down our necks. No, I don't count Aston Villa. I don't. After we thrashed them 4-1, they're done for me. They had a good game today, but they're not challenging us. They're not. Like, by the end of the season, they'll probably be 4th or 5th or 6th. So for me, it's really all about Man City. You got to have tunnel vision. Like, Aston Villa is a distraction, but they're not the main contender here, in my opinion. So I'm fixated on Man City. And again, they have a big game tomorrow. I don't know what Chelsea's going to look like because of all of the circus that's going on there, but the chaos might actually work in our favor. So let's see. But yeah, Champions performance. We lost to this team 2 times last year. Let's not forget that. We get 3 points away from home. And yeah, guys, it's cold. So, Man City are probably not going to win until March, according to Hamza. So we're good.
Yeah, he found out there. Brandon, look, there were times in today's game that were difficult. And I know they're 15th in the league, but I think maybe some Arsenal fans got ahead of themselves. They've only 1 loss until today at home. Only 6 goals conceded at home all season. To go there and score 3, to go there and kind of get through it with a win, is that not just the most important thing?
Yeah, of course. You got to put the pressure on Man City. You got to go 7 points clear. All these games now are pretty much a must win because we want to keep going. We don't want to start faltering because it's sort of this time in the season when Arsenal tend to falter in previous title challenging years. And I mean, the performance today, I don't know what to make of it really, Tel, because there's 9 games for Arsenal in January. So we have to kind of pace ourselves a little bit. you know. And the most important thing is winning the game, of course. But that first half performance weren't good. It was not good. I was half asleep, and I think half the players were half asleep in that first half as well, because unusual for Gabriel to give away such a silly error. I don't think he looked at all where he was passing that ball. I didn't see him turn his head to see if anybody was there. It was a bit of a blind pass played by him, but he rectified that. I think in the first half, aside from Gabriel rectifying his mistake, Madueke was probably our only decent player on the pitch. Really, I thought Madueke had a very good game for Arsenal today. I was a little perplexed when he came off, but I've got to hold it really because Bukayo Saka came on and got an assist.
I mean, but Brandon, he was really bad defensively. You can't be surprised at that. I'd hate to cut out your little monologue, but I just felt like that has to be
honest
said.
with you, though, I don't think it's necessarily. I think there was one or two players that didn't look 100% to me. I don't think Timber looked 100%. He took a little while to get himself into the game. Rice took himself a little while to get into the game. I don't think Gabriel looked 100% either today. And there was like one or two players that just weren't quite at the races, especially in that first half. And Bournemouth have to take credit because they did press us very, very well. But our build-up play in that first half was awful. Awful. Like we're so good at playing out from the back, moving players around. And every time we got to sort of like Zubamendi, we'd lose the ball. And then the pressure was on. And I think the second half, we was much better. I mean, there's only really two elements to our game that I was really impressed with today. And that's the fact that we only really created 3 clear-cut chances in front of goal and we scored 3 goals. So we was clinical. And we controlled the game very, very well after Bournemouth scored their second goal. We took the sting out of it. We continued to attack. I thought we did very well in that sense. But aside from that, it was a bit of a lackluster performance all round. And
wait, is this for the entire game? Or?
In the second half, it was a second half Arsenal performance again. You just call it second half FC because that seems to be the thing with Arsenal at the moment. I'm not bothered because we're winning games. But the moment that starts to turn to draws or losses or anything, of course, it will become a problem. But we got Liverpool next. Liverpool, the first time we played them, it was like, oh, Liverpool, Arsenal, title challengers, Man City. We know Liverpool are not going to challenge for this league now. We know how poor Liverpool are defensively. And I expect us to turn up in that game a bit like we did in that against Aston Villa. And I do think you will see a lot of these players who have kind of performed not that greatly today. They will turn up against Liverpool. It's a big game. We will turn up against Liverpool. There's no doubt about that. That's why I'm not worried so much about today. It was all about the 3 points. We got the 3 points. Like Anton said, we lost twice to Bournemouth last season. So we've corrected that. And we just need to keep going. Over to you, Man City. Keep going.
Absolutely. Seb, how do you see it, mate? Because obviously, the boys have both said, weren't that great. We're a little poor, a little sleepy, could have gone wrong. Do you see it that way? Or is it more about Bournemouth are just a good team at home? What's your kind of take on the performance from Arsenal today?
I think overall, for large parts of the game, we were better than we were poor. Like Bournemouth were fantastic in the first half at the press, and obviously it's not an insult to Bournemouth, but 3-2 is flattering in a way of their first goal they wouldn't have scored. It was a massive mistake from Gabriel, which is unprecedented from him to do that. So they didn't really have a great deal of chances. I don't remember David Raya having to make any. Wow, I can't believe he saved that kind of save. So even though Bournemouth did have a really good high press, but I didn't feel that threatened. Even their second goal was a world out of nowhere. So I'm going to be far more positive than everyone else has been. I think in the second half we did really well. I don't know what Arteta says to these players at half time, but it always seems to work. So you've got to give credit to Arteta. But for the second half, we were fantastic. Obviously, Declan Rice, world-class performance. Again, we miss him when he's not there. Obviously, not the Villa game. But I think just overall, the play is good in the midfield. There was a good intensity in the second half. Madueke was our highlight in the first half. But even then, we scored. I don't think anyone's noted on, we conceded early on, 10 minutes in, we've conceded. The fact that we managed to bounce back and score immediately shows great character. And it shows great character from Gabriel to I've conceded this goal. That was my fault. I'm going to go up there. Because even when it wasn't from the first crossing, it was the second crossing. He stayed in the box and he was hungry to get the equaliser. He was hungry to get us back on top. So for Gabriel to make that mistake and then immediately rectify it, I think is massive for him and just the mentality of the side that we managed to do it so fast. So for me, I don't think it was that bad. I think Bournemouth were really good. They made us look worse sometimes. I think the refereeing performance was a bit all over the place because it was like 1 minute he was not given heavy challenges, then he was given them. So the flow of the game was a bit weird from that point of view. But in the second half, we turned it on. And then I think their second goal kind of makes it a little bit closer, but we were cruising after going 3-1 up. There wasn't a problem until then. And even when we did concede, we didn't let them have another sniff. We carried on attacking. I slightly disagree with Anton. If you're 3-1 up, you can park it a little bit more, especially with how many games there are. You don't want to keep that intensity, keep going, because then if you get an injury after that, that's a problem. So I'm happy that we went 3-1 up, dropped the intensity a little bit. I think Gabriel Jesus wasn't great though when he came on. Martinelli was probably our worst player on the pitch. I think he was completely ineffective. And there was that big chance in the first half where we played the wing system because of how good their press is. So you play pace out on the sides, especially with him with Gyokeres. We went for that transition side in the first half, and it worked when Martinelli was through. But it was just such a poor attempt at a pass through Madueke. Should have probably been 2 up at that point. So I can understand why Arteta went for that lineup. I thought it was fine. But you need to settle down. We've got so many games. You don't want to burn out near the end. So it's just because they scored obviously late on, but I think to fight back and then not letting them have another sniff I did think they lost a bit of ball progression when they did take a lot of midfielders off. But overall, it was a very professional performance and it sticks us 7 points clear. All the pressure's on Manchester City. I couldn't be more than happy with the performance. It's a hard game to go and I thought we were good. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes, Seb, there's this element of we always want our teams to be perfect for 90 minutes and never have certain pressure on us, etc. At the same time, there is this element of sometimes other teams just play well and have good periods and press well and have good players and can do better than you for periods in games. It's very normal. This idea of I want to dominate away, especially away from home for 90 minutes, no pressure, no near misses, no close calls. I think you're almost, when people think like that, you're almost creating a bit of an unrealistic expectation in your mind to begin with.
I think even there, even if you look at the lineup, I don't think Arteta, with the lineup in the first half, was expecting us to have full possession because he deliberately set out a transition-based lineup. So he knew about the turnovers. Bournemouth have the most turnovers in the first half in the whole league. So you adapt to, even though we're the better side, we've still had to adapt to where we've gone. It's Bournemouth. They're a great side. But yeah, obviously in the next few games, if we're at home, then obviously I expect a different lineup. But we've adapted to that. Arteta's rectified any mistakes he made in the first half. And I think it's only really positives I'm going to take from this game. Even Gyokeres, first Declan Rice's second goal doesn't happen unless Gyokeres is strong, holds the ball up, plays it to Ødegaard. So he was quiet, but that second goal does not happen with Gyokeres there. So you got to give him credit for that. So even if he's not scoring, he did do something. So Jesus ain't doing that. So
big up Steph for telling the truth, because people were saying, you're clutching at straws.
Yeah, but he didn't play it. Actually, I think he is clutching at straws. First of all, he didn't play it to Ødegaard. It got intercepted and it went back to Ødegaard by the defender. Go watch it again. He didn't touch the ball.
He didn't touch it. But
he tried shielding the ball. He tried shielding the ball and he lost it. That's what actually happened.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is he got the first touch on the ball. He forces the mistake by being strong in there. He's not letting the Bournemouth player have a comfortable way out. He's putting pressure on there. So without him there, with that presence, he causes that happen. So
yeah, but
I don't think Jesus does that.
If he wasn't there,
it sounds like we're praising the most basic attribute of any striker in the Premier League. Chris Wood would have done the same thing. Like, guys, I've been a biggest proponent,
But you have to be in that position is what we're talking about.
Every striker would have been in that position. Every striker in the Premier League.
Not every position would have had the physicality to do that, though.
I wanted him in the summer. I've been praising him. I've been defending him. But when he's playing poor, we need to call it out. We don't need to try and over-defend our players.
Wait, you thought he was poor today? Really?
I don't think he was poor. I don't think he was good either. I thought he had a very average performance.
But that's compared to all of nobody is not criticizing him today. I
was only rebuttaling the point that Seb made, which is First of all, he played the ball to Odegaard, which was factually incorrect. He didn't play the ball to Odegaard. And two, he made that run. He made a run that any striker I'd expect in that position to make. That's not something for us to glorify.
Did he fight for that ball? Is the question. Was he there in that position to fight for
again?
the ball?
That's
already there.
Guys, do me a favor. Can we just have one at a time, please? If you ask someone a question, let them answer. Just because the viewers can't hear what's being said. Well, make your point, please, Ash.
Now, I was saying what he did about fighting for the ball is the most basic attribute any striker does in the league. We had strikers who did that before anyways. Our strikers used to get into positions and they used to miss chances. I think I'm not going to talk about him over the season because we're talking about this game. I just don't think this is a game where we can go like, oh, this is why we have Gyokeres. Because in my opinion, he hasn't shown it yet. I have faith he will come good, but he hasn't come good yet, though.
I think Seb and I are coming from the perspective of, and I can't speak for Seb, but I'll speak for myself, of he has been poor, and we're looking for signs of improvement, subtle signs of improvement. That he's starting to bed in and starting to grow confidence in the game. I thought today he looked a lot more confident. He was taking the ball, he was dribbling past a few players, which he had not been doing the entire season. But for the first time, he's actually getting on the ball and he's driving at defenders, which is
he did that against Forest.
That was a very long time.
But there was no consistency. What we're saying, Ash. Now we're seeing in every game, and the reason they're starting him again is probably because of those little minute changes that improvements that he's making. But again, this is not about one player. This is about the team, right? So for me, this team, the one thing that I can just say about this team is we find ways to answer every question now. I don't even care about sometimes when people say, what about the performance? I'm like, I know what this team can do performance-wise. We've seen it against top teams, against the Bayerns. We've seen it against the Atletico. We've seen it against teams in the Premier League, the Aston Villas. Like we know what level this team can go to, but you can't keep this consistency of playing at that pace. Like for me, it's multiple questions with it's a question with multiple answers. Take the right answer for that particular team. Take the right answer.
By the way, I actually
part of them. So I think that we're dynamic enough in the way that we approach games. Again, there's a maturity about this particular Arsenal team this season that I've seen. Going to goal down, not letting your heads go down. I noticed something Declan Rice did. I said this earlier. Something Declan Rice did when Gabriel made that mistake pass and it turned into a goal. Declan Rice ran up to him, put his hand on his back and said, "It's all right." Like this was not the Arsenal team that we knew before. This would have been oh my God, we're done for. Literally, So yeah, important that we're able to answer all these different questions. If teams play a low block, we have set pieces in our kit. If they come out to play, we can play in behind them. If they want to play physical, we have the players we can bring off the bench to do that. Just look at the substitutions that we made. Taking out Noni, Gyokeres, and Martinelli, and bringing in Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Leandro Trossard. That's mental. Like for me, that's
by the way, this is where I agree with Seb. Actually, I think there was more good than bad in my opinion in this match, especially given the context of the game. Given that they've only lost one game before at home, I think it was obvious that they were going to press us. I actually think we played really well. We showed the strength in our bench. I agree with what Dayo is saying as well. I think we have something very strong about our team that we can play different styles, and I think not a lot of teams can do that. We can play on possession, we can play on the counter, we can play obviously on set pieces, we can play the physical game if you want to take us there. We have been the best team in England, and in my opinion, the best team in Europe as well, for a reason. Obviously, I hope we continue being like that till the end of the season. But I think the most important thing about today was getting a win. In my opinion, we got it with a good performance. Like you look at the scoreline and you'll say, yeah, 3-2, you scraped to win. I mean, in reality, the first goal is a goal that probably Gabriel would not make. I don't think Gabriel is going to make a mistake like that. Hopefully he doesn't for the rest of the season. And that second goal is just a long range shot. Like not much you can do about that, to be fair. But
yeah, I thought the media will probably say it. They'll probably do a headline of Arsenal hang on again. But if tomorrow night the exact same result, patterns of play, order of goals goes in for City, it will be City back to winning ways as they close the gap. We know that that's going to happen. I think one thing that's not really, I didn't mention it earlier as well today, well, briefly maybe, and I'll go to Cal with this to begin with. The fact that, again, you're able to win these hard games. I know he came on as a sub, but you were already winning at the time. The fact that the likes of Saka can be on the bench for some of these games, the fact that you can keep rotating, you've got 9 matches in January, all very important. That must be, from an Arsenal fan's perspective, that must be amazing to watch, where you can rotate and still have an element of comfort that you're gonna win these big games?
Yeah, it's actually amazing because when we made those 3 subs, like we subbed out our entire front 3, and I just became immediately super relaxed up until we conceded for a little bit there. But because like when you're bringing off Saka, Trossard, who's been one of our best forwards this season, and Jesus from off the bench, it's just it's nuts. And we were 2-1 up at the time, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, having our squad depth is absolutely amazing. And we have players that are actually that we kind of almost gave up on that are coming into form. Like I don't think going into the season, no one was counting. I certainly wasn't counting on Jesus to be any part of this squad doing anything for us. And a lot of us wanted to maybe sell Trossard or Martinelli in the summer, but they've been having the best seasons that they have had, like for Arsenal for a while. Especially I know Martinelli didn't look too good today, but he has. When you look at the season, he's been doing pretty well. I don't think anyone was super upset with him starting like we would be last season, So yeah, our squad depth is absolutely amazing, and it's amazing to see us, like our players come back from injuries as well, like Gabriel Magalhaes and stuff like that. So yeah, and I just want to say that I think I mean, we've all been on YouTube. I think we kind of, as Arsenal fans, sometimes we have this PTSD thing where I feel like we overanalyze and we just want us to we need to be perfect every game. But when you kind of zoom out and you take a look at what we've been doing this season, halfway through this season, like more than halfway through this season now, and we've played I think our most difficult away fixtures, and we're on track to get 90 or 91 points with all our players coming back from injury, top of the league. 7 points clear. Maybe we maintain that. Maybe we just maintain the 4 points clear. Still in the Carabao Cup. Still in all competitions. Top of up completely flawless in the Champions League. Guys, we are fine. We are doing really, really well, and we don't need to nitpick on Gyokeres that much. I think it's okay to criticize him, because I do not believe in putting your head in the sand and just pretending that a player is doing extremely well if they're struggling a little bit. But let's not panic and overly criticize, because even though the first half wasn't great in this Bournemouth game, I thought we were uncharacteristically losing the ball even without pressure. I know Bournemouth they apply pressure. I felt like a lot of the touches and stuff, we were just losing the ball for no reason, and it was uncharacteristic. But sometimes that just happens. And what's more important for me is how we bounce back, because to be honest with you, for the past couple of years, sometimes I've seen us have starts like that where we don't look ourselves and we just lose the game. It's almost like we have this bozo gene and it just lingers. It's like a miasma that spreads to all our players, and then we lose the game or draw the game. This time we started to see a little bit of it, but we ended up bouncing back, rectifying our mistakes and getting the points. And Bournemouth didn't really do anything offensively for me to warrant them getting anything from the game. As everyone's pointed out, Gabriel just gave away the ball, which was the most insane thing I've seen this season. Just gives a ball away. And then the second goal that they scored was an absolute killer wonder strike. So it's not like we were getting peppered or anything like that. So based on the performance overall, I think we're doing really well. And I think what's more important as well is the fact that we have our captain back. And I'll say it again, I've said it before, if Odegaard continues to play like he's been playing for the last couple of games, we are winning the league. This guy is cracked. He is one of the most skilled players in the Premier League on form. And he is just doing... This is the best version of Odegaard I've ever seen, because he's taking risks, he's taking shots, he's progressing the ball, he's dictating play, he's literally doing everything, and he's playing like a captain. And we need this version of Odegaard. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing to see. And just seeing him play like this, we see that we are progressing the ball faster. We're ticking the ball. Our offense is way more complete. We're passing the ball left and right. We're not one-dimensional when Odegaard's playing the way he's playing. So I think even more important than whether Gyokeres is good or bad is the fact that Odegaard has been absolutely amazing, and we really need him to continue to play like this. So yeah, I think it was a good performance. Bournemouth ain't no mugs. It was away to them, and we get the points. So yeah, good job by the team.
I hear you. Super chat here from Villa, who says Arsenal supporter in Alabama. It's so enjoyable to watch the team Arteta has built from dog shit to something so sustainable. It's a blast. It's
just been to Alabama in my life.
No own goal equals fuming. Gabby gave them a 1-0 lead. Arsenal parade, TFT live stream, Terry. Yeah, maybe we'll do it. We don't know yet. The first Rice goal doesn't happen without Gyokeres dragging it 3 or 4 defenders with him. I'm enjoying the games, but I'm worried. What does YV mean? You've not using the you're not using most of the squad. Eze, Marzabiskelli not used, Kai Waneri not even in the squad. Will it not upset them? No.
I have something to say about
this.
Two
of those players have no business being in the squad. I know it's Cal's about to say that, but
I hear a lot of people complaining about Eze, and I said this on our podcast with Anton. The reason why Eze isn't making the squad, isn't coming on the pitch, isn't because he's been doing bad. I think it's because like Arsenal fans, when we say we have the best squad depth in Europe, I really need us to actually believe it. I think Trossard has been playing this is the best version of Trossard I've ever seen. And Odegaard's literally playing one of the best players in Europe right now. And those are the positions that Eze would be playing. So it's not that Eze is bad. It's that he can't get in the bloody team because the other guys in his position is just doing way too good. Sorry, I'm not dropping this version of Trossard, and I'm not dropping this version of Odegaard. They're playing way too well. This is what it means to have squad depth. This is a good problem to have, guys.
And Cal, the thing is, to back you up, people need to stop having this weird player favoritism. It's your club that comes first. As Cal said, we have the 2 positions Eze can play. There are other players playing at a very high level. Why would
the
you?
One thing I'll challenge you on that is today, Martinelli was probably our worst player.
I'll agree with
Trossard and Odegaard. I agree with Cal 100%. I backed him on that the other day when we were on our pod.
That's hindsight after the game, though, because
when I said I saw the lineup, you can ask Seb. I was like, "Why?" So Martinelli's ahead of Eze in the pecking order now. That makes no sense.
Because Martinelli has been playing well. This has just been a bad game for him. Before this game, come on. He's been doing okay.
But he's not going to see it that way. Arteta's not going to look at it as Champions League separate, Premier League separate. The last game Martinelli started, he cooked Crystal Palace in that first half. So while I hear what you're saying, Anton, I would have started him over Martinelli, but I can also understand why Arteta did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because you've got great squad depth, and I don't necessarily. He hasn't been your last 2 games as examples. He just hasn't been needed, and you got 9 games this month. He's going to get game time in them. He's going to start some of those matches. I'm sure he's going to start against Chelsea in a semi-final competition. He'll probably start both his Champions League games as an example, and that's part of being a squad. At the end of the day, since Odegaard has returned, it's been phenomenal. And Eze, his main position of challenge in your squad is to challenge Odegaard for his role. And at the end of the day, Odegaard's playing out of his skin, so of course he's going to sit on the bench. And had it have been 2-2 in this game, would Eze have come on to change it? Probably, but you didn't need him. What you don't need Eze for in that last 15 minutes is helping you control the game. That's exactly what Odegaard will help you do in terms of keeping the ball. So I get it, but I don't know. Again, as an outsider looking in, I don't think it's much of a worry. Oh, this is an interesting one. This here says, it's true, Terry. Don and LB had a super chat saying Arsenal must not win at any cost. You must give us the 3 points. They all plot team
absolutely.
That's shameless. That is absolutely shameless.
You'd like to lose to help Arsenal win the league, not win the league. No way, Don said that.
That is Tottenham of 2 years ago. Shameless.
It is
no words for that.
I don't believe.
Especially this early in the season. It's not even like it's the last game of the season.
Yeah, it's crazy. Please give us 1 smile winning and 7 points clear. Yeah, I will be honest with you. Most of this panel, Arsenal fans are miserable considering how good you are. It's like looking at a Man United panel. It really is.
Hey, I've been positive.
Like we lost and got destroyed.
I said we're the best team in Europe. I'm not even.
No. I mean, you can criticize parts of the performance. I'm very happy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm buzzing.
It's fantastic.
Man, a week ago it was 2 points. We had City breathing down our neck. Now we're 7 points clear of them now. So it's good.
Sean here says, no need to argue about Gyokeres. He's one loss away from everyone. He's one loss away from everybody turning on him. It's a fair point. Luke Litteral or Van Veen. Van Veen started very well. First leg to him. First set to him on the first of 7 there. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Let's see what happens with it, people. Let's see.
What is that? Is that tennis?
No, it's darts.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Trossard has played well, but was getting little broed by the physicality, maybe as a better choice for the moment. And look, that's what I'm saying about complaining. I mean, look, you guys can ask questions. It's your club. For all you know, he might start the next game against Liverpool. He's just one of them ones. This man is on crack. He's absolutely flying. This Dutchman keeps getting free. Oh, brilliant. Sorry, I'm changing. Trimless, how are you, mate? Long time no see. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. No them shenanigans there. Hope all the people are good. My goodness, come on, 3 points, gang business. Yeah, no, I just wanted to jump on quickly and shout big praises to Mr. Rice, man. Mr. Rice, bro, everywhere again. Engine, horse, workhorse. Like 1 minute I'm being told he's gonna be out, his knees mashed up, he's 80%, and then he just pops up today, man. It was good to see. Obviously, with Sunderland managing to take points off City, we just needed to get points, man. We just got to focus on. I'm not trying to be in a situation where I'm relying on other teams to do a job for me. Been there before, seen Son stab me in the back. So now it's got to be a case of every time a team messes up, I've got to be on job. So today, I didn't care how ugly they went. Though, Terry, we could have scored 7 set pieces and won 7-6, bro. I didn't care how nasty it was. I just needed to see those 3 points and the W on the record. And yeah, again, it was another game of us being slow in the first half. Maybe upping the tempo a little bit because we conceded as we do. But we've noticed a pattern of the second halves. I can't lie, if you're a better, just put a bet on more goals in the second half. Yeah, I've been killing it. But anyway, I'm telling you, the way we just play. But as soon as I needed that third one because when you have, it doesn't matter how sick your defense is, a 1-goal lead, it's the Prem. Koopy literally just got a shot out of nothing. Boom, that's a goal. So for me, I always need that 2-3 goal advantage cushion just to be safe, because it literally takes 5-6 seconds to do a madness and score a goal. So when we got that third goal, it was much more comfortable. It's been a very long time since we've conceded more than 2 goals, so I was much more relaxed. And as I just came on to be happy that we got the 3 points. You know, the people say that we don't smile. We don't smile because you rival fans, suck every celebration out of us. Anytime we smile, get happy about anything, you say, no, you can't have that. You're bottlers. You haven't got no Champions Leagues. Why are you smiling? That
you haven't. No one wins the league in January. Like,
yeah, calm down.
Yeah, it changes every month. You notice that, Ash?
It's jarring, bro.
Yeah. Every month. It was October, then November, then December, now Jan.
I can't wait until it's May, and people are like, you can't win. Oh shit, you can.
We can't. So the best way we can respond, is just hope that our team pulls through for us, because the shamelessness I will have. Bro, They don't want me on stream. They don't want me on stream, bro. Moms.
Mate, I am wearing winners medals on every stream for the next year if we win the league.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying about like the sort of people kind of taking all of the joy. Is he going to do it again? Oh, he missed. Like people taking the joy out of things, and you are right. There is this element of people taking the joy out of this type of stuff. But I think you guys and just football fans in general have got to learn to ignore it. The Arteta routers and all of those sociopaths, they're just not worth the attention. And rivals, it doesn't matter what you guys could do, an invincible quadruple, and they'd find. I saw a headline the other day after Arteta said you got to spend more. 2 British newspapers, the back page was, one was buy the league, and the other one was like spend again. And it's, if you guys do win the league, it'll be twisted into but it cost 900 million to get 1 league. Whatever you do, certain people are going to twist it into a negative. So you have just got to ignore it and enjoy it. As a United fan, we didn't have social media when we were at our best. But when my club was winning everything, genuinely, you paid by the refs, you bought this is better, that ain't better, this ain't that. You lot used to say, but your trophies ain't gold. It's always been there. You've just got to enjoy it, because rivals are gonna always try and take away your joy. Just smile, man, and I'd enjoy it if I was you.
Terry, if we
This
win
guy's
the
smart,
treble,
man.
your business is gonna. If we win the treble, your business is gonna take a slight hit because rivals will disappear for like 3-4 months. There'll be only Arsenal fans in your comments all the time. Just
Yo,
chatting,
they don't wanna see me, bro.
I can
If we
actually
win the
see it. I'm
Prem,
not even joking. I can actually see it.
I'm gonna say
I think you have one share a week on Tuesday on Straight Facts. The rest of them will all go on holiday.
It'll be crazy. This here says, I don't get the debate about unused subs. That's the point of having squad depth. Oh, well done, Littler. He just won the second set back after nearly losing it. Unreal subs. That's the point of having squad depth. We play a lot of games in a season. They will have their game time. Madueke didn't play and then started today. They play when they're called up. Simple. I agree.
Yeah.
I just agree with this super chat. I look at it this way. I think what the media is doing, and I've seen rivals do it, and I've seen the media start to do it. Oh, is they made a bad choice? Is it a waste of money? Did they really need him? Because there's nothing else to be negative about. They're looking, and I say this, sometimes you've got to criticize your own club. Sometimes you've just got to help your club control the narrative. And again, you'll have all the Arteta outers now looking for it. You know, they've tried doing it with Gyokeres. Oh, Arteta's ruined him. Arteta's ruined him.
You know what, Terry? I made this point to Cal on our show the other day, and Cal will agree with me if I bring it up again. If we rewind back to when we bought Gyokeres and Ezra, what people were saying, we need something different. Gyokeres offers something different. Ezra is somebody that's different than what we have already. And now we fast forward 5 months and we're complaining because, oh, they're not the same as everybody else. They don't fit in. Oh, like it's like the reason why they don't fit in is because they are different, and that's what we wanted. And for me, it's just like,
yeah, I agree. Our fan base is so fragile. We are still moaning and criticizing players after a win. We are the best team at the moment. Don't care what anyone says. Come on, you gooners. Thoughts on City's new winger this game? Well, he ain't their new winger yet. It will happen, but there we go. Look, I want to thank you.
Wasn't good.
No, agree.
Yeah, actually, I thought he was good. To be honest.
I mean, he was decent, but for me personally, just quickly, I don't think Semenyo is going to make me feel any differently about City. I thought City is going to try and take, without him or with him, they were going to take us to the wire anyway. And I really don't think he's a guy that's he's not like a Kvaratskhelia or someone like that where he comes in and he completely transforms them, because they already have a squad full of extremely talented players. And I don't think he's more talented than any one of them. So
well, they better beat Chelsea tomorrow, because imagine they better not lose to Chelsea tomorrow, because the most embarrassing thing would be being 7 points off the leaders when he comes in, because then it's like, oh, even if he does make them the better team, he's got to have an 8-point swing. Keep being you, Terry. Patience of a saint sitting through some of these conversations without groaning. By the way, loanies are allowed to the parade, so come on, you gooners. And no 100%. One gave 2 fucks about Grealish not playing. Yeah, that's exactly it. I agree. Look, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we're back tomorrow with Fan Channel Review in the morning. Then it's games all day, because it's Sunday's actually Saturday tomorrow. The game times are the Saturday times tomorrow. It's a very weird day for football. United, we're 12. I thought it was the last game. Man, I've got to get beat at the beginning of the day, so I can't enjoy any of the football. Fuck off. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.